Very good morning to all of you. So, in the last class, we were discussing about the methods of preparation of amines. So, now let's move on to the physical and chemical properties of amine. So, the first physical property is their physical state and smell. Physical state and smell. Okay, or the odorness and smell. This is the first physical property. So uh, all the members are usually colorless, and they will acquire color in when they come in contact with air. Okay, due to the formation of due to the formation of some uh, oxidized compounds. Okay, they will acquire some color, but if they are packed in vacuum or airtight containers, so they will not acquire any color. Okay, now the first two or three members are gases. Okay, and they have some pungent smell, like the smell of you all know that the ammonical smell. Okay, the first three or four members have smell of ammonia. Okay, and uh, then the smell become unpleasant. Okay, then the smell become unpleasant, and the higher members are odorless. Okay, the higher members are odorless, and they are generally liquids or in solid state. Okay, so this is all about the physical state and the smell. Okay, so generally all the higher members are odorless, and the lower members are uh, have ammonical like smell, and the members of near about 5 to 6 carbon atoms have unpleasant smell. Okay, so this is the first property. The second and third properties are very important. The second property is its boiling point. Okay, now its boiling point due to the formation of hydrogen bonding. Okay, in as we all know that only three compounds, three elements are able to form hydrogen bonding, that is nitrogen, phosphorus and oxygen. So here we have NH bond, so that is why it can be easily form hydrogen bond. Okay, but the electronegativity of nitrogen is less than that of oxygen and fluorine. Okay, so they have a higher boiling point than that of hydrocarbons. Higher boiling point than hydrocarbons. Okay, but their boiling point is less than that of alcohols and carboxylic acid, because in alcohols and carboxylic acid the extent of hydrogen bonding is high. Why it is high? Because in alcohol and carboxyl we have OH bond, and the electronegativity of oxygen is more as compared to nitrogen. So partial negative and partial positive, the magnitude of the charge which is generated is more in case of uh, alcohol and carboxylic acid as compared to amines. Okay, so this is all about the boiling point. Okay, they have generally high boiling point, but the boiling point decreases as the extent of this hydrogen bonding decrease. Okay, now the third point is solubility. Now this is very important again. So the first two or three members are soluble in water, and they are available in market as aqua solution. Okay, as 30 to 40% aqua solution they are available in lab. We also use them as 30 to 40%. But the higher members, the members above 5, okay, 5 carbon atoms are not soluble in water, because as the hydrocarbon part increases the extent of hydrogen bonding decreases, so they will not form hydrogen bond with water. Okay, that is why they are not soluble in water, but they are fairly soluble or easily soluble in organic solvents like benzene, uh, acetone, ethers. Okay, so they are easily soluble uh, in your organic solvents. Okay, and if we talk about the aromatic one, so aromatic compounds are insoluble in water, because as we all know the hydrocarbon part is very high. Secondly, they are quite poisonous. Okay, For example, if we talk about aniline, so they are so toxic, so we have to take care while using aniline in the labs. Okay, so in some pharmaceutical labs aniline is used as a solvent, so they will use gloves and highly regulated equipment in order to take care. Okay, because aniline is so much toxic, and it will harm your skin as well. Now these are the three main properties. Okay, the main physical properties. Now what is the nature of this amines? They are generally basic in nature due to the presence of lone pair of electrons. Okay, so their chemical property depend upon this property. Okay, their electron donation property. So they are basic in nature. Amines are basic in nature due to the presence of lone pair of electrons. Okay, if they are basic in nature, they are even more stronger base than water, so they will act as a base, as a Bronsted base. If we talk about its reaction with water, so if they are Bronsted base, they are acting as Bronsted base, then we all know that Bronsted bases accept H positive, so we will get R NH3 positive plus OH negative. Okay, when they react with water. Okay, now they can easily give their lone pair of electrons to any Lewis acid. For example, if we have BCl3, BCl3 is electron deficient, so they can easily give their lone pair of electrons to BCl3. Okay, and form a coordinate bond. Okay, so it is Lewis acid, and this amine will act as a Lewis base. Lewis base. Okay, so higher the Kb value for base, as in case of acids we have Ka value, that's the acid dissociation constant. Similarly, in case of amines we have basic constant, base dissociation, that is Kb. So higher the value of Kb, higher will be the basic strength. Okay. Now let us discuss some more about the basic strength, how the basic strength varies as the number of alkyl groups are increasing. Okay, so we have three amines, and firstly, all aliphatic amines are more stronger base than that of aliphatic. Okay, so this statement you have to write: all aliphatic amines are more basic than aromatic amines. Than aromatic amines. Now, what is the reason why aliphatic are more or basic? Okay, or aromatic are less basic? Actually, basicity depends upon the availability of lone pair. Okay, because bases are those which can easily donate its lone pair, Lewis base. So, but in case of aromatic system, in case of aniline, these lone pairs are involved in the resonance like this. So these lone pairs are involved in the resonance and are not available for donation. Okay. In aromatic system, the lone pair on nitrogen is uh, take part in they are taking part in the resonance. That is why they are not available for the donation. Okay. Here we have positive charge. That is why all aromatic amines are less basic than that of aliphatic amines. Okay, is it clear now? The main reason. Now, if we compare the aliphatic amines, so we have 1 degree, 2 degree, and 3 degree amine. So 1 degree is RNH2, 2 degrees are NHR, and 3 degrees N, R, and R. Okay. Now we all know this R group is alkyl group and they are electron electron donating group. Okay, so as the number of electron donating group increases, okay, as the number of plus I groups increases, because the basic strength is directly proportional to plus I group. Okay, basic strength is directly proportional to plus I groups. As the number of plus I groups increases, the basic strength will also increase. So according to this criteria, the order of basic strength should be 3 degree, greater than 2 degree, greater than 1 degree. Okay, this is the first criteria to check which one is more is basic. Okay, 3 degree is greater than 2 degree is greater than 1 degree. This is on the basis of inductive effect. Okay, this is on the basis of inductive effect that 3 degree is more basic. Okay, now the second criteria is hydrogen bonding. Based on the hydrogen bonding, which one is more basic? Okay, so as the number of sorry, I forgot to mention in the physical property that the boiling point of 1 degree is greater than that of 2 degree, and 2 degree has more high boiling point than that of 3 degree, because in 1 degree we have two hydrogen atoms. Okay, so these two hydrogen atoms can easily form two hydrogen bonds, and in case of 2 degree we have only one hydrogen, and in case of 3 degree we have zero hydrogen. So that is 3 degree तो hydrogen bonding show कर ही नहीं सकता because it is lack of hydrogens, and 1 degree वाला show करेगा अच्छे से hydrogen bonding, and the extent will decrease as the degree will increase. So that is why the boiling point of 1 degree is more than that of 2 degree, and 2 degree का 3 degree से ज़्यादा होता है. ठीक है. Now if we talk about the basic strength according to hydrogen bonding, okay, now we all know that as in case of acids, so a stronger acid is that which has a stable conjugate base. Okay, similarly a stronger base always have a stable conjugate acid. How we can make conjugate acid from base? We can easily make conjugate acid from base just by adding H positive ion. Okay, if we add H positive ion to the base, conjugate base to the base, we can easily get conjugate acid. Okay, so from this 1 degree, 2 degree and 3 degree, firstly, in order to check which one is more basic, make their conjugate acids. Okay, just by adding H positive, so we will get RNH3 positive, and here we will get R2NH 2 positive, and here we have R2 and here we have R3NH positive. Now these all are the conjugate bases. Okay, these all are the conjugate bases, and we have to check their stability. So the acid which is more stronger will have a the acid which is more stable will always have a stronger conjugate base. Okay, as we all know, if we are taking an aqueous medium, okay, this is valid only in aqueous medium in presence of water, because they will form hydrogen bonding with water only. So in case of hydrogen bonding with water, we all know that there are 3 hydrogen atoms. Okay, there are 3 hydrogen atoms. So 3 hydrogen atoms are involved in hydrogen bonding, and here we have 2 hydrogen, and here we have only 1 hydrogen. So the extent of hydrogen bonding is increasing like this, and the stability order is also the same. If it is the stable conjugate acid, then its base must be the if it is the strong stable conjugate acid, then its base must be strong. Okay, so that is why according to hydrogen bonding, the strength of the basic strength will be 1 degree, then 2 degree, then 3 degree. Is it clear ना? Because 1 degree वाला जो है उसके पास 3 हाइड्रोजन है, और ये easily the extent of hydrogen bonding is more. But as the alkyl group increases, it will create steric hindrance to the hydrogen bonding. Okay, because we all know that hydrogen bonding is inversely proportional to steric hindrance, and the number of hydrogen will also become less. Okay, now now this is the order with respect to hydrogen bonding. Now if we combine these two effect, okay, then the order comes out to be experimentally the order will be 2 degree का सबसे ज्यादा. Okay, if we combine these two effect, for example, uh, if we have two series of marks, for example, if we have 30, uh, 30 and then 50 and then 20, and next we have 40, 50 and we have 30. Then if we take these two, okay, wait a minute. Next we have, in this case we have 3 degree का सबसे ज़्यादा ना, so we have 40, and here we have, for example, we have 50, okay, or we have to take less. For example, we have 20, okay. So now add 70, 100 and 60. Now that is why we are getting 100 as the greater, okay. So that is why if we are summing, if we sum up these two effects, then 2 degree का सबसे ज़्यादा. Now 1 degree greater than 3 degree. Now 1 degree का तभी ज़्यादा होगा because hydrogen bonding is favoring 1 degree. If this R group is smaller, then 1 degree का ज़्यादा होगा 3 degree से. If we have methyl group, if this R group is methyl, then the extent of hydrogen bonding overweights or overpowers the effect of inductive effect. But if this R group is greater than methyl, if this is valid only when R is methyl group, okay. But if the group is greater than that of methyl, then the uh, order will become this, okay. If R group is greater than that of methyl, then this will be the order. Is it clear? Okay, so this is all about the basic strength. And if the number of electron donating group increases on the aromatic system, then again the basic strength of the aromatic amines will increase. Okay, but we all know that basic strength of aliphatic is greater than that of aromatic. Okay, so this is a very important chemical property, that is basic strength. Okay, so next chemical property is, if we have now let's discuss some test, okay, in order to distinguish 1 degree, 2 degree or 3 degree. So the first test is carbalamine reaction. Okay, carbalamine reaction is very important. What is this reaction? Carbalamine reaction, or we can also call it as isocyanide test. Okay, isocyanide test. Or this is also known as chloroform test. Okay, so now in this is given by only 1 degree. This is given by only 1 degree amines. Okay, now what is the reaction? The reaction is RNH2 plus chloroform plus KOH, and the products are isocyanide, okay, plus we are left with, I think, KCl plus water. Okay, how many hydrogen atoms are there? 3, 6 hydrogen atoms. Okay, so this will be the products. Okay, and this is given by only 1 degree amines. If there is a formation of isocyanide takes place, and the presence can be checked by the smell. Okay, so this is unpleasant smell, okay, due to the formation of cyanide. So this is first test in order to distinguish 1 degree, 2 degree and 3 degree. Now what are the other tests? The second test is reaction with uh, Hinsberg reagent. Okay, this is a very important test. Okay, Hinsberg reagent. So you have to keep in your mind this reaction, carbalamine test or isocyanide test. Okay, next is Hinsberg reagent. There is also a test, that is Hinsberg test. There is also a test that is known as nitroso test. We will discuss that one also. Okay. Hinsberg test is reaction with benzene sulfonyl chloride. So we have to react all. This is benzene sulfonyl chloride. So firstly, if we react it with 1 degree, so 1 degree can easily react with benzene sulfonyl chloride, that is Hinsberg reagent. Okay, this is known as Hinsberg reagent, sulfonyl chloride. Okay, so they can easily react. One hydrogen and one chlorine is attached and they will leave. Okay, this is the intermediate, and okay, then we have to add aqueous KOH. So they can be easily soluble. This OH and this H positive will leave, and we will get this product. It means that 1 degree amine can react with Hinsberg reagent as well as they are soluble in aqueous KOH. Okay, as well as they are soluble in aqueous KOH and are negative charge on this and K positive के ऊपर आ जाएगा positive charge and water will leave. Okay, so this is with 1 degree. Okay, now if we take 2 degree, for example, I am taking 2 degree. Now we have only one hydrogen and two R groups are attached. Now this H will leave and we will get N R R. Now if we are adding KOH, aqueous KOH, no reaction takes place because there is no hydrogen available. Okay, no reaction. So it means 2 degree amines can easily react with Hinsberg reagent, but they are not soluble in aqueous KOH. Okay, then if we take 3 degree, so 3 degree एक और R ग्रुप आ गया, ठीक है. So 3 degree जो है हमारे पास मीन्स दे विल नॉट इवन रिएक्ट विद द Hinsberg reagent. Okay, no reaction takes place. Okay, so this is the first test. This is the second test. First is carbalamine test and the second is Hinsberg test. So let's discuss about the nitroso test one. So next we have reaction with nitrous acid. Okay, so this is also used as a test. So firstly, primary amine. If we talk about primary amines, if we take aromatic primary amines like we have aniline. So aniline we all know react with nitrous acid as we have already discussed in Sandmeyer-Edgerman reaction when we prepare diazonium salt. So diazonium salt is formed by this method. Firstly, NaNO2 plus HCl react to form nitrous acid, that is HONO plus NaCl. Okay, and then this nitrous acid plus HCl react with each other to form diazonium salt. We are taking aromatic primary amines. Okay, aromatic primary amines. Okay, so aniline react with nitrous acid plus HCl gives positive charge and negative charge gives diazonium salt. Now this diazonium salt again react with beta naphthol. Okay, we are doing a test. Okay, to give a orange dye, and that is why this is also known as azo dye test. Okay, this is also known as azo dye test. Okay, so the diazonium salt which is formed again react with beta naphthol, or it is also known as 2-naphthol, and the structure is like this. This is here we have OH group. Okay, so chlorine from here and hydrogen from here will leave. Okay, and we will get a product that is a orange dye. Okay, this is an orange dye, so that is why we are using it as a test in order to check whether aromatic primary amines are present. Firstly, we have to react it with nitrous acid plus HCl, then diazonium salt will form, and again we have to react it with beta naphthol. Okay, beta naphthol or 2-naphthol. Okay, then it will give a orange color dye. So this is used as a test. Now if I am taking aliphatic primary amines, then what will be the product? So when primary aliphatic primary amines react with nitrous acid, they will give alcohols as a product. Okay, for example, if we have RNH2 plus HONO. Okay, now this will give ROH plus N2 will leave. Okay, now this is a very important reaction in case of aliphatic primary amines, because only in this case nitrogen gas is eliminated. Okay, aliphatic primary amines. Okay, so only in this case nitrogen gas will release. In case of others, no nitrogen gas is released with effervescence. Okay, so effervescence is taking place. That is how we can easily predict that the amine which we have is a aliphatic primary amine. Okay, due to the uh, due to the effervescence. Okay, due to the release of nitrogen gas, we can easily predict it. Okay. Okay, next we have one water will also leave. Okay, if we have secondary primary amine, sorry, secondary aliphatic secondary amine. Okay, aliphatic, or you can also take the aromatic one. Okay, aromatic or aliphatic both. So they react with the nitrous acid to give nitroso compound. Okay, now what are these nitroso compound? So if we have like this is our 2-degree amines, they react with HONO, water will leave, and they will give nitroso product. Okay, and nitroso. Okay, and nitroso product. Okay, and nitroso, whatever will be the name, with alkanamine. Okay, now these nitroso compounds are yellow, oily yellow in color. Okay, their physical state is yellow or oily. Okay, the color is yellow and the state is oil. They are like oil. Okay, semi liquid. Okay, so that is how we can easily predict whether we have aliphatic or aromatic secondary means if yellow color oil is formed, and this is also known as Lieberman nitroso test. Okay, this is also known as Lieberman nitroso test. Lieberman nitroso test. Okay, and this yellow dye again react with phenol and H2SO4 to give green color. Okay, and then if I react the solution which we get with NaOH, it turns to deep blue, and then on standing or on dilution it will acquire red color. Okay, so this is the whole test, Lieberman nitroso test. Firstly, the secondary amine react with HNO to give nitroso product which are yellow oil. Okay, then this yellow oil again react with some crystals of phenol and H2SO4 to give green color, and this again react with aqueous NaOH solution, give deep blue color which on dilution turns to red. Okay, so this is the whole this is quite complex test. Okay, but we can easily predict just by with the help of this yellow oil that we have secondary amine. Okay, now in case of tertiary amine, if we talk about the tertiary amine, so tertiary amines will give ionic solutions. Okay, they will give ionic product. Okay, tertiary amines. So if we have aliphatic tertiary amine, for example R3, and they will react with HONO, okay, to give to form R3N H positive. Uh, okay, so they will form positive and OH negative like this. Okay, so they react with nitrous acid to give ionic products. Okay, ionic product. They are soluble. Firstly, they are soluble. Okay, so this is the actual reaction. Okay, next we have. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, so this is the whole test, and this is known as uh, nitrous acid test. Okay, the first one is azodite test, and the next are in case of primary we have the formation of orange dye. Okay, and in case of secondary we have yellow oil, and in case of tertiary we have soluble salt. Okay, so these are the some main reactions. Okay, uh, next we have reaction with Grignard reagent. So they react with Grignard reagent to give hydrocarbons, like in case of alcohols. Okay, Grignard reagent. Okay. So they react with Grignard reagent RMgX plus R dash NH2. For example, we have R dash NH2 to give R of from here and H from the amine group will attach to give alkane, and the rest of the whole group will leave R dash NH. Okay, so the rest of the whole group will leave. Okay, and we will get alkanes. Okay, so 1 or 2 degree react to give alkanes. Okay, so these are some of the main reactions. Okay, uh, next we have one more reaction, that is electrophilic substitution. Okay, now electrophilic substitution reaction, if we want to do bromination or halogenation. Okay, so if we are doing bromination in presence of any Lewis acid, like we have AlCl3, then this bromination will takes place on all the ortho and para position. Okay, on all the ortho and para position. But if we want that only some major product is formed, okay, then we can deactivate this group. This group is ortho and para directing, na? This group is ortho and para directing, and it will due to the presence of these lone pairs, uh, in they will take part in resonance, and we will get a negative charge over here and here. So that is why electrophile can easily attach. But but if we deactivate it, okay, if we decrease its tendency to donate its electron to resonance, then the bromine will attach to only one position. Okay, this is known as deactivation of group. Okay, so deactivation of group takes place by acetylation. Okay, so what is acetylation? Just reacted with CH3COOH. Okay, so if you reacted with CH3COH, this hydrogen, this group, we will get CH3COO. Okay, so this is known as deactivation. Okay, acetylation कर देना, ठीक है. And with acetic acid or with anhydride, you can also take anhydride. Okay, so this is known as acetylation of group, acetylation. So now the activation, now the capacity of this nitrogen to take place in resonance will become less. Okay, this is known as deactivation. Deactivation of group. Okay, how we will deactivate? Just by reacted with uh, acetic acid or anhydride. Okay, so we can easily deactivate the group. Okay, so next we are left with only 2 or 3 main reactions. That is mustard oil reaction. Okay, next is mustard oil reaction. Reaction with carbon disulfide. This is also used as a test, and only primary amine will give this test. Okay, reaction with carbon disulfide. And this is known as mustard oil test. Why it is known as mustard oil? Because the product have a smell of mustard oil. Okay, the product which is found has a smell of mustard oil. That is why it is known as mustard oil test, and given by only 1 degree aliphatic as well as aromatic amines. Okay, now what is the reaction? The reaction is RNH2 plus disulfide is like this. Okay, firstly the lone pair will attack on this carbon and this will, and we will get R and okay, write it like this: S double bond C S. Okay, wait a minute. NH2. Okay, one hydrogen will attached to this sulfur. Okay, and then reacted with HgCl2, and we will get a thiocyanide. Okay, or thiosulfate. It is also known as R N double bond C double bond S. Okay, this will be the product. Okay, this will be the product, and it has a smell of mustard oil. Okay, it has a smell of mustard oil. Isothiocyanate. Okay, isothiocyanate, mustard oil like smell. Okay, so it will arrange itself and we will get this product RN. Okay, this group is known as isothiocyanate. Okay, isothiocyanate, this group is known as, and if we have CNS, then that is known as thiocyanate only. Iso is used because nitrogen is attached to the carbon. If carbon is attached, if the group is like this, okay, something like this, then this is known as thiocyano. Okay, so something like this. So okay, so this is the product. And in electrophilic substitution reaction, we have 2 or 3 more reactions, like we have sulfonation, and next we have nitration, Friedel-Crafts reaction. Okay, so these are some of the main chemical and physical properties of amines. So I hope this much is quite enough, and uh, you all will get a good grip on these topics. Okay, so practice more and more questions of NCERT as well as conceptual. Okay, so there are 2 or 3 main tests which you should know. Okay, in order to distinguish 1 degree, 2 degree and 3 degree means. Okay, so I hope you found this lecture very helpful, and thank you so much for watching the lecture.